What's going on, family? It's your boy Kasim, aka Showtime. You know, I'm out here, enjoying the breeze this morning, but I want to say something to all of you. First of all, thank you all who have subscribed to Black Power Rise. And for those who didn't, please hit that like and subscribe button. On top of that, I want to say something to all those watching this, because it's something that was on my mind, and I'm gonna say it right now. Success, being successful, it's not magic. It doesn't happen overnight. It's about being disciplined. So again, I'll say it again. Success isn't magic, you all. It's about having faith, in God, praying to Him, and believing His promises. Also, it's definitely about being disciplined. You have to be disciplined for the success that you want in life. Because if you want real success, real successful people, they put in the effort daily on an everyday basis. That's why you see them with whatever they choose to do with the money they require through that success. Or this is why you see kids have great grades when it's report card time, because they put the effort in, the daily effort. This is why I just said success isn't magic. It's about being disciplined. And that's something I'm teaching my daughter at a very early age. For the past, 3 years, she's had her own clothing line, which I'm proud of. And now she's an author. She has her own coloring book. I'll put the link in the description also. And as for me, my success, I would say, of course, started in school, but it was about me being confident. And that took for me playing basketball. But at the same time, the year The Best Man came out, which was in 1999, it was just an idea of mine to write a book about me and my childhood friends, of how we grew up. But then I've said this before, after I read Carl Weber's book, Looking for Love, then I said, I'm gonna write a book. So I put in the effort every day after going to him, learning, write 1 hour a day. And it stuck with me. I just told that to somebody, a fellow author of mine who wants to, get into screenwriting. And I passed that knowledge along to several others also. But I can't do the work for them. They have to put in the effort and get to it. So this is why I say success isn't magic. It's about, having faith and being disciplined, everyone. And that's something that I want you all to remember. Because here at Black Power Rise, I love motivating my people here. Because real success, it's about being obedient, meaning to yourself, to Jehovah, to God, okay? You have to put in the effort if you want it. As I said, it's about being obedient. Remember God's promise, everyone, and go to Him if you have questions. Go to Him if you're not sure about yourself. Ask Him for that wisdom. Ask Him for that knowledge. Because the more knowledge you get, the more confident you get. I'm not selling you no fake stuff out here. That's not who I am. Who I am, I love to uplift all my peoples, including myself, everyone. So remember, I said this. So when you have people come to you talking about, oh, you got lucky, or he or she, they just got lucky, or it may be, but to me, success is about being disciplined. To me, it's about putting in the effort and the work. On top of that, When you want something, you're gonna work for it. Whatever. Success is all about, you know, being disciplined over dreams. Because anybody could say, I want this, or yeah, I dreamed of having this. What are you doing to get it? Trust and believe. A whole lot of people think success is about being lucky, or they may wake up, like I just said, it's about he or she got lucky. And again, I'm telling you, it's not luck. It's the effort they put in. It's the faith that they have. Even if you don't have the knowledge. There were times that I didn't have the knowledge. That's why I went to screenwriting courses, because I wanted to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I wanted to make sure that I put in the effort, put in the work. And when I got to writing, that's when everything took off. I'm here to tell you, success is discipline, everyone. It's math. What I mean by that is calculated by time. Okay? Remember that, everyone. And on top of that, you have to know what it is you want in life. You have to know what you're gonna do to get there. You gotta know how you're gonna get there. This is why sometimes you have to come up with a plan. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, people. Because the more knowledge you have, the better you get. And there's times you may not have that knowledge. Go to God about it. And the reason why I say go to God about it, here's one of my favorite verses. You know, I have so many, but just check this out. In Proverbs 1:7, when it talks about the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. To, you know, here's one of my favorite ones, everyone, where in Proverbs it says the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. So this is why you hear me talk about God, people. On top of that, I'm letting you all know, even when you read your Bible, you're gonna get knowledge. You're gonna get more confident when you read, period. Because that's what happened to me when I was younger. Also, you know, when I was first starting out of writing and reading a whole lot. The more you read, the more knowledge you get. The more you read your Bible, the more wisdom you will get. The more you put in the effort to the success that you want, the better you'll get at it. As I said, you know, this is something I'm teaching even my daughter, even younger kids, I've been teaching that. On top of that, and again, if you haven't, please hit that like and subscribe button here at Black Power Rise. And remember, success, it's not about wishing, it's about working. It's about you putting in the effort. It's your success, no one else's. You're the one who has to put in the effort. At times, you know, when you're even more successful, you may ask for help. And you know, God's gonna put the right person in front of you. God is gonna put that right person to help you or give you advice and things like that, of that nature. And on top of that, don't ever forget to thank Him. That's something a whole lot of people forget. After they become successful, after they get what they want, they forgot how they got there in the first place. They forgot the discipline that they were doing. So don't you make that mistake, people. Because here at Black Power Rise, I'm here to remind everyone not to take their eyes off of Jehovah. Do not take your eyes off of God. On top of that, let's say you all get tired at times, because we're human, you know? So if you get tired, there's times you may have to take a break. But when you get back on track, that's when you come back even stronger. Remember, success isn't magic. It's about being disciplined. It's about staying disciplined, everyone. So if you do get tired, if you get overwhelmed at times, this is the message that you need. And please share with your friends, family, everyone. It helps the channel here at Black Power Rise. On top of that, I'm gonna break it down. The myth that people talk about of success being overnight, or when they say he or she just got lucky. I'm gonna break things down right now. Because the reason why I say that, we live in a world where people, when that go viral, and other people may say he or she got lucky overnight, not knowing the work that they put in for that to happen, not knowing the effort that they put in for it. They was consistent with whatever it is they were doing. Yeah, we live in a world of social media, and as I said, we live in a world where people think things just happen overnight. They're not there to see the work that they were putting in. Like, I use myself for example. Nobody was there when I was writing my novels, especially when I first started. It was just me and God. Nobody was there after me writing it, typing. It was me. Yes, I had to DIY, meaning do it yourself. And I still have that mentality. And as I said, nobody knows about the success that you're going through. Nobody knows the success and the effort that you're putting in to get to where you want to go. Everybody just looks at the results, but nobody looks at the work that's required to do it. That's why you have to be the one to stay disciplined. You have to be the one to say, I'm gonna get this done. You have to be the one to eliminate distractions, because the devil's always busy. He's bring people that's gonna try to distract you. But you have to be wise enough. You have to have that knowledge that I talked about. This is why the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. This is what I mean by that. You have to be the one to say no. You have to be the one to be, I'm stronger than this. You have to be the one to want that success, because it's your success, everyone. You know, my 10th novel is coming out, and it's my prelude to my series Pure Evil, and it's called Pure Evil When Cities Collide. So this is my first time, you know, doing preludes to the bigger book. So you have suspenseful tales, you have tales of mystery, then you have outstanding adventures, then you're gonna have Pure Evil When Cities Collide. So I can't wait. On top of that, you know, I have a TV series that I have written based off my first novel, which is called Hood Lover. Actually, that's my second novel. It's called Hood Lover, everyone. My first novel, True Brothers in Their Pride and Joy, I've already written a film to that. So I have the scripts ready for that. This is what I'm saying. Nobody knows about the work and the effort that you put in for the success that you want. Only you and God knows that. And if you want to share it with someone, go ahead, but be wise enough. Make sure you know, you trust that person. On top of that, because you have haters out here. Remember, I just talked about Satan. Yes, it's his world. On top of that, you know, oh, shout out to my family. People like my cousin Mike, whose birthday was yesterday. And I want to say another happy belated birthday, even though I was there for my mother's birthday, which was June 22nd. But happy belated birthday, you know, to even my mentor, Mr. Dalton. And then you have upcoming birthdays like my cousin Shantae, shout out to her. Also, you know, Geminis, we had our time. Now it's time for the Cancers. And have a couple of cancers in my family, including my mother. On top of that, let's get back to it. Another scripture I talk about, Ecclesiastes 11:6, where it talks about being successful, what it takes to be successful. No one knows but God. This is why I always say, include him in your work. Include him in your daily life. You'll be more relaxed, and always remember the enemy's watching. But you got God to protect you. Ask him to put that shield over you. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. The reason why I brought up Ecclesiastes 11:6, because it's about also, sowing the seed, meaning planting that seed. Remember, I talked about the effort and the discipline that you have to be successful. That means like you have to water it. A plant just doesn't grow overnight, everyone. Remember that. Then, when that plant does grow, you'll realize it wasn't magic. It took time and effort for it to grow. Once you keep watering it, and once you keep putting in that effort of whatever it is you're doing, whatever goal you're trying to get to, once you keep at it daily, on a daily basis, you'll see the change. Trust me. Now, I'm gonna get to part 2 to this here and let you guys know your discipline has to be greater than your desire. Hey everyone, welcome to part 2. So I want to say this: your discipline has to be greater than your desire. That's right. Yes, I said that. Yeah, everyone. So welcome to part 2. And I want to say this right now here at Black Power Rise, letting you all know your discipline has to be greater than your desire. That's right. Yes, I said that. Your discipline has to be greater than your desire. Yes, your dreams are good. Everybody has dreams, but it's discipline that makes them a reality. Remember that. It's discipline that makes your dreams into a reality. Remember, in part 1, I talked about effort and putting the work in for what it is you want in life, for that success that you want in life. Sometimes you can't be seen. There's sometimes where you're gonna disappear, meaning you're focused, you're locked in on what it is you want. Remember, God moves forward, everyone. Remember, you can't get back time. That's the one thing we cannot get back. This is why God just moves forward. This is why you have to move forward. So when you make a mistake, you live and learn from it. It's the same thing I just told my daughter just yesterday. When you make a mistake, you live and learn from it. We're human. You're not perfect. Because she said to me yesterday, "But Daddy, you were so talented." And I was amazed by that. But at the same time, I had to let her know the work that I put in for it. I had to show her it takes time. I'm not the perfect human being. Nobody is. We all live and learn. We all out here to learn. Okay? So whatever it is, everyone, you have to know how you're gonna get there. Come up with a plan. This is why sometimes I said I call it have to be ghosts sometimes, meaning nobody sees you. Meaning, again, you are locked in on that success that you want. You are locked in on the goals that you want to achieve, everyone. And speaking of that, another goal of mine, and I'm hoping people show up, spread the word. My stage play, Mother Love Says Prayer Changes Things, will be out this year. On top of that, the novel To Mother Love Says Prayer Changes Things will be out this year. You see how I'm going with this, people? You see where I'm going with this? Right now, I'm speaking that into existence. On top of that, it's my job and to make sure that it becomes a reality. You know, because I have God in my life. And I'm sure all of you here watching this has God in your life. On top of that, you have to put the work in. You have to put the effort in. It takes time. Yes, it takes discipline, but it's your success. How bad do you want it? Remember, a dream without discipline is just a fantasy, everyone. And you have a whole lot of people that say they want to do this, or they want this to happen, or they wish that this could happen. Remember, I said that a dream without effort is just a fantasy, everyone. You have to be disciplined. You have to stay disciplined. You know, I use myself for example. Remember, I said this, everyone. So let your friends, family know I said this. Dreams without effort is just a fantasy. That's right. Anybody can wake up and say, oh, I want to do this. It's just like I tell my daughter, anybody can say that, I love you, but they're not showing the work or the effort that they love you. Anybody can say that, I want to do this, or I'm going to get this. But what are you really doing to get it? What are you really doing to get that success that you want? I use myself as an example. You know, had my cousin slash little brother Leonard, who's definitely putting in the work in, and he works out a whole lot. So me, back when he was younger, I would try to prepare him for calisthenics and ask him to come join me to work out. And now that he's doing it on his own, which is what, 15 years later, but the point is he's putting in the effort and he's getting the results. So with me, I work out and see the results. Anything you do, anything it is you want, everyone, just know you're gonna have to put in the work. You want to start a business? That's nice. I'm all for it. But remember, it takes effort. It takes discipline. It takes getting up. Yes, you may have a day job. Like me, again, I use myself as an example. When I first started writing, yeah, I had a day job, but when I would come home, I would write, or sometimes, you know, play basketball, or I would have basketball games, and then chill with my girl at the time, then come home, write, or hang with the fellas, but come home late at night, be up all times of the night writing. Be up all times of the night writing, or get up early in the morning and start writing before I go to work. So anything you have to do, anything you want to do, people, you have to put in the effort. This is why I just said success isn't magic, everyone. It's discipline. You have to be disciplined for that success that you want. So my advice to anyone, you know, that wants to start a business, while others, you know, scroll on social media, you could be researching about the business that you want to get into, researching about whatever it is you want. And also, don't forget about God, everyone. That's just my advice to you all watching this here at Black Power Rocks, because you all know I'm out here to discipline you all, not actually discipline, but motivate and inspire all of you all, because nobody can teach you discipline. You have to have that in you, and it takes work, it takes time, everyone. Shout out to all those who graduated out there. people like Caden, people that I personally know. Shout out to everyone out there. Congratulations to all of you all, because you know the work that you put in. This is why you get the results. So back to it. What I'm saying is, everyone, for those that want to get started into a business, because you have so many people coming up to me, again, how do I write? Or how did you get started? I can give them that advice. Are they gonna take it? I don't know. But I did my part. And on top of that, when you all feeling tired, again, go to God. He's always listening. His hand is always out, everyone. Another one of part 2 that I want to leave you guys with is another Bible verse. You know, it's another favorite of mine. Proverbs 13:4, where it talks about the soul of a lazy man. And then it talks about for those that are not lazy, meaning those that are disciplined, you shall be rich. You know, another one of part 2 that I'm gonna leave you all with. You know, another one of part 2 I want to leave you guys with, where it says in Proverbs 13:4, it talks about the soul of a lazy man's desires shall be lazy. You know, and before we go to part 3, I want to leave this with you guys in part 2 to this, where another Bible verse that I love, which is Proverbs 13:4, where it talks about the soul of a lazy man desires shall be diligent. But you know, another one I want to talk about here in part 2. Yes, part 2, everyone, before we get to part 3, where it talks about in Proverbs 13:4, where it talks about the soul of a lazy man's desires has nothing, but the soul of a diligent man shall be rich. This is just what I'm talking about, everyone. Without effort, you have nothing. Without discipline, you have nothing. Without the work ethic, it's just a dream. You have to put work and make your dreams a reality, everyone. Let that sink in to what I just said, everyone. Here watching this here at Black Power Rise. Because desires and fantasies and dreams won't get it done. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort. You see these actors out here, you see these musicians out here, and I mean true musicians when I say that. They put in the work. These motivational speakers and people that, whatever it is that they do, they put in the work. These successful people you see out here, they put in the work. So remember, if anything you learn from here, remember about Proverbs 13:4. Go check it out yourself, everyone. So, welcome to part 3, everyone. And part 3 is what I'm gonna call the formula to success. Yes, the formula to success. Being that everyone for years has been coming to me, how do you do this? Or how can I be successful with this? I'm gonna say this. For everyone out here watching here at Black Power Rise, discipline times will equal results. Effort minus effortless will not get you results. You have to put in the discipline. You have to take the time to want to be disciplined, and you'll see the results. So once you put that time in for that success that you want, you're gonna see the results. It's not gonna happen overnight. How bad do you want it? Effort minus excuses equal progress. Again, everyone, how bad do you want that success? Remember, it's your success. Remember, it's you putting in that work. Remember, again, how bad do you want it? That's the real way for the formula to success, everyone. And remember when I said about planting that seed, meaning you don't need to do a lot every day. You can't, maybe for some, but people like me start off slow. It happens. Watch it grow, everyone. Little by little, you're gonna get to where you want to get to in life. Little by little, you're gonna get that success that you want. It's your boy here at Black Power Rise, Kasim, aka Showtime. And for those that do want to write, or for those, whatever it is you do, remember I said, write 1 hour a day. It's 365 days in a year, everyone. 24 hours in a day. 1 hour will not kill you. How bad do you want it? You have to put in the effort. You have to be disciplined about it. So right now I'm about to put in my work and start my workout. On top of that, now you have to have discipline even to get the results that you want. Remember, anything you do requires discipline, everyone. This shirt that you see that I designed, it took discipline. I put the time in to do it. My newest book coming out, Pure Evil When Cities Collide, I put the time in. But when I first started, you know, I was doing that, writing 1 hour a day. And everyone out there watching this, please, again, hit that like and subscribe button. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. So, part 4, I'm gonna say to you guys, part 4, faith and obedience. You know, we have God in our life, and we have that faith. Now that your faith is going strong, now that your faith has grown strong, I don't know where it is you are in your spiritual life. I don't know, for those who are into religion, bless you all. For those that's not, still, bless you all. Remember, Jesus loved everyone out there. So, part 4, I'm gonna say, again, faith and obedience, everyone. You know, God had blessed the Israelites so much, and he never gave up on them, even when he had to destroy, you know, those false gods and those statues that people were worshiping. You had some that was coming to him, but there were some that were still worshiping other gods. And that's a no-no. I said that before, everyone. You can't serve 2 masters. So what I'm saying to that is, you have to be disciplined in this success. And I know you keep hearing me say that here in this video, but it's true, everyone. Again, I'm gonna break that down. But faith and obedience, I say for part 4. Because discipline without faith, it can turn into you getting burnt out. You being burnt out. Meaning you're gonna get so tired, so drained out, because you're putting in the work, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the time, you're doing everything you're supposed to. But without faith in God, that he's gonna make it happen, without having that, you know, strong connection. I'll give an example about faith and obedience and what I mean. The reason why I say that faith and obedience. You all are familiar with Noah. You know, before it rained, God told him to build an ark. And some people didn't listen. And then when the ark was built, it wasn't built overnight, everyone. It took effort, it took time, and then the results were there. God told him to bring in all of these animals so they can multiply the earth. Anyway, remember, faith and obedience is part of that successful journey that you're on, everyone. And that's part 4 to what I had to say. You all watching this, remember this is Kasim, aka Showtop here at Black Power Rise. Uplifting all of you all out there. You all don't believe what I'm saying? Just look at Hebrews 11:7, where it talks about Noah's faith and how he listened to God, how he obeyed God when God told him to build an ark to save his family. There were some that listened, there were some that didn't, as I just said. But my point in saying this is faith and obedience. Yes, it's part 4 to this video, but faith and obedience is part of your successful journey. Remember that, everyone. Faith and obedience. Noah had a vision. Yes, he had a vision. He listened. He was disciplined enough to listen to God so he can get the job done, so he can get that ark built. And remember, it didn't happen overnight, everyone. It took time and effort. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. I'm out.